right, hello, everybody. Welcome to today's stream. And so we had a little bit of poll going on in our YouTube community portion, whatever that is called. And yeah, I asked if you guys want digital or traditional, and most of the people wanted traditional. So I thought, okay, let me just call it traditional. And we're going to do brown paper sketching today because brown paper is really fun. And I just have a couple of older sketches here. As you can see, that the fun thing about brown paper is that you already have a nice tone to your drawing. So you can go in with a darker color, and if you have white pencil, you can have really nice highlights. And I'm just, I like it. I don't do this enough. I don't know why, but I do not do this enough. I really like the results that you can get. So there's so some of the drawing that I have here, and yeah, I thought let's do this. Let's have some fun. Maybe robots, maybe spaceships. Let's see. So I'm gonna remove this one. Let me see. There we go. And usually this is my fresh paper. I just let game loose as well. I usually keep it below because if I this is not marker paper, so if you use marker on these, it hits through. So this way, I'm not gonna ruin the one below it, but if it hits through, it hits this one. But it doesn't always through. Like there it came through. Actually, let me see on this one. See, it looks nice on this side and on the other side. And then that's me being a little bit disgusting. And these are, I think, some fat marks. Probably I was eating or something, and it got there. Okay, so usually before I get started, I like to do a bit of pre-sketching, just on ideating, and I like to do that on just whatever trash paper I have. And hello, everybody. I didn't say hello yet. I did say, I just not hello to the people in the stream. So yeah, I was. Feel free to throw ideas if you have anything up there. I have an idea about the spaceship, something I saw in my head, so I might follow that. But if you come up with some interesting idea, we're going to do that. But yeah, I was thinking of some sort of maybe armored troop transport, just whooshing and maybe a robot trying to get in. But this also might be too complicated, especially if I want to keep it to 1 hour, or at least as close to an hour as possible. But yeah, also, hey Corey, welcome. Feel free to shoot those questions right now. So as I said, first I just want to ideate. So in my head, I was seeing a sort of, if you think of a Star Destroyer shaped troop carrier. So if you make a Star Destroyer much smaller, and you sort of mix it with a BTR, like those armored troop carriers that the army has, but then it would be like sort of a flying version of that. So I was thinking something like that, and it's like swooshing, or maybe it's being loaded, and then we could have our robot friend here loading it. What's the plan for the drawing today, Robert? Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not quite sure, but we're going to do either way brown paper. I'm just warming up a little bit on the white one, also using it just to throw out some ideas to see what I want to do. Isn't an idea. Just want to know your opinion about Warframe designs. Warframe, that's a multiplayer shooter, right? Warframe, let me look it up quickly. See, exactly. I'm gonna be honest, this sort of stuff freaks me out a little bit. So it looks a little bit techno-organic, like it's a blend between technological and organic stuff. And that I mean, it's really cool, but I don't know, for me it is also quite freaky. Like I think that's the designs are one of the main reasons why I didn't really get into that game. And yeah, they're not bad. I'm not saying they're bad at all. They're pretty cool. It's just I don't know, man. It doesn't work for me. But I love the originality, I must say. So if we talk about originality, if you compare that with Anthem, which failed miserably, like yeah, anytime Warframe I like the designs much more in that one, and you can see that they were thinking about it and they actually there's heart in that design as opposed to Anthem, which I'm just like Jesus Christ, can you get any more generic than this? And hey, I have a lot of generic designs myself, so I'm not gonna accept my what's the word, exempt, that's the word, exempt. Okay, I'm a little bit low on inspiration tonight, so I'm gonna just look up some stuff on Insta because I feel like this ship is not really coming together for me. So I'm just gonna try a couple, maybe more rectangular designs to see where we're going with this one. But if we're talking about, Jonathan, what about drawing some elite yacht-like spaceship? That's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not good with yachts, so let me just open yacht, a window with some yachts. Okay, okay. Where do we have a couple of cool ones? I always find yachts, so I scroll for some time until I find one that's like really, really cool, and then I don't want to move on. Let's just go with this one. So just make it a little bit longer. What's the interesting point here is where do you stop building the yacht and where do you make it your own spaceship? That's a good point to see where you're switching from one to the other. Because in the beginning, let me not be outside of the cameras. Yeah. Other question? So for the super rich, yeah. Maybe a spaceship in a bulky whale shape. I'm in class, no sound. Look, good so far. Oh yeah. The class starts there. Oh man. Oh. Well, happy teaching, I would say. Okay, here we go. I found one that I like. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So what I like about yachts is that sometimes they have these straight sort of fronts, and then we can incorporate that into a spaceship as well. So I'm taking that, and then let's see, it needs a long nose, and from here we can cut it off, and we can add the sci-fi elements, right? Maybe like extra turbines or something, and then we can split it from here. See where we can take it. There's really a lot of shape exploration as well. So I do like this. I'm just gonna take this and replicate it a little bit here, make it a bit smaller. This would be the front. This is where the ship captain's thing starts. And then I said I want to cut it open from here. We could have some sci-fi treble things going on. Here we can split it up, just following those lines there. And then we don't need wings, so we could just make this a bit bigger. And if we're talking about who was it, Jonathan said, so make it sort of super rich. I would maybe, I like this if we pull this out a little bit. And I also saw Renzo said to make it look a little bit like a bulky whale. So whales have really cool, let me do whale. There we go. So whales have these lower, really cool, something like this, right? It's like a whale. So if that we can combine that somehow with this one, we take this ship area. We bring this down, and then we bring the whole thing down here. That looks pretty cool, right? And then we can still have the ship captain's area here. We can make it smaller. Does not need to be so big. And then we could add the engines here. Well, not the engines, but the exhaust for the ship. And this comes low like that. I actually like that quite a bit. So from the front, if we look at it from the front, so you have this nose, and then you would have the whale ships, something like this. Also, like the ships have this sort of setup. And then here would be the captain's thing. I like that. Okay, let me catch up a little bit with the chat. Hi, Robert. I never realized you worked on the art of HCD. That's amazing. HZD? I don't think I worked on that. Maybe give the ship a docking bay for landing or big landing gear. Well, usually if we talk well, as I approach spacefaring stuff is that it's built in outer space. So usually stuff that's built in outer space is not supposed to be going in orbit. So I think I'm gonna keep it in outer space. Do you have studies or websites on how to work with concept art ideas for ship designs using everyday objects? Not really. If you follow, I don't remember his name, but there's this really cool guy who does spaceships out of everyday objects. You can learn a lot from him. Okay. I have to note down something. So we have the whale, we have the yacht. Somebody said make it Japanese, so I want to note down Japanese. All right, let's make an exclamation there. Gold accent. Yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna get into the coloring part. We'll see about that later. Have a shoot for expelling would-be troublemakers or imps. Well, to sell it, they are in outer space, so we're not gonna give them shoots. Anyways, I want to explore this a little bit further, so I'm just gonna do one more sketching or pre-sketching or ideating phase, so I can see it. There we go. So I do like this upper body, right? Then we have this nose area, which comes down and goes there, and we have sort of this something like this. And then here we could have the engine again. And I just like repeating these shapes. Well, I like redrawing them because every time I redraw them, I give a couple of new details and a couple of new ideas can also come to mind. And I just like that sort of iterative design. Now, if I step back a little bit and look at yachts, they have several decks. Yeah, that's the right word, decks. Okay, and then I would also give them a couple of decks here. Docking or an area where other ships could go, I would say that's that. Okay. How about a symmetrical or asymmetrical design, Asariel? Jonathan, give it a bit of a whale style, but with gold trimming. Yeah, gold trimming might come. Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah. Sorry, it's HCD. I didn't know what to make with HCD. Yes, I did work a little bit on Horizon Zero Dawn. Captain thing is called bridge. Yeah, so let's say that the highest one is the bridge. Okay, let's do a top view as well. So I think I like where this is going. Top view should be something like this. And I feel like here it could get a bit thicker. So I'm not sure about that part just yet. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not cool if it's thicker. Maybe let's Let's just keep it at this thickness. And then we have, oh no, it was much further along. But it's okay, it's okay. Like this. This is the bridge then, as we agreed. Even though in space you don't need any of these, but yeah, whatever. And then it will have two engine, again, not engines, but these exhaust ports here. Okay. And then the Japanese can come in a bit later, or I could open another tab, Japanese architecture, see if we can get inspired by that and bring any of that in there. Somebody said that's a good idea. What did Renzo, the cherry blossom decal design on would be cool. Yeah, that could be bring in the Japanese. So that's a little bit finicky, but let's try. Okay, let me take. I think I'm going to do something here. I make a bit of a mess because I feel I need a new pen. So this is my painting treasure trove here. And this is where I should have some more fine liners. Yeah, sorry about all the noise, guys. Just give me a second. There we go. Very professional work right now, I know. Okay. A lot of stuff here. Asymmetrical, yeah. So usually I do enjoy asymmetrical stuff. That's why I find this to be a little bit more challenging because it is symmetrical, funnily enough. Okay, I sort of have an idea where I'm going with this. So now I'm going to try a 3/4 view and then we're moving on to the brown paper. Let me spare this for a second. A pool on the front of the deck under glass. That might be actually cool. I must agree with that. Okay, I'm just putting some ideas down for that. Okay, 3/4 view. I'm not used to drawing ships in 3/4. This is really hard. I like it. You guys give me something challenging. I enjoy this. Okay, so I think this is working. I'm bending it on that side, and I'm doing sort of a little bit of a double bend on this side. Then we cut it off there. Open it here. Okay, I feel like I need to make it a little bit longer, so it's a bit more attractive looking, like slim and elegant looking. Ooh, this is a hard shape. This I find interesting because I want it to be like super slim. I'm just gonna build my engine a bit here before I move on. Then this is the two upper decks, one being the bridge, something like that. So the thing is with the 3/4 view that it's very informative, at least for me, but it is also somewhat of a little bit of a boring looking view, in my opinion. So I do feel a little bit of struggle here, but I like where this is going in the end. I could try and tilt it a bit more. So let's say we're looking much more from this side. See, so this is quite a dramatic view, but we're also going to lose a lot of the information. So we're looking at the front. There's going to be one deck there, and then another deck above it. And that looks a bit too much like a ship. I mean, I think it's a cool view, and then we can also say that it will have a deck here, but it just loses a bit too much of that. I could also try and turn it around. Let's check back with the thing. A pool on the front, yeah. Please make a video about which is better in your opinion, iPad or Wacom. What you need it for, like for travel, iPad is better because Wacoms are desktop usage. So definitely for travel, iPad, and for working professionally, Wacom. That's my answer. Uh, I love how you're making this up as you go from cards to design. Oh, I like it because that's the nice and challenging part for me. That's the really fun thing. Okay, I'm gonna try and turn the ship a little bit from behind. So this would be where the exhausts come out. Then we have that sharp beginning, and then this would be the end, which is prolonged, not for functional reason, mostly because they are rich people and they want to show off that they can put a big useless tail onto their ship. Something like this. And as you can see, I explore a lot with my lines, so I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with the lines. That's why I have so many lines, because I just jot down one or two lines, and if they don't work, I just jot down one or two more, and it makes it quite busy looking. At the same time, it is also nice and cheating because your eyes will choose the lines that they find most attractive, and you would think that that's what I intended in the end. You sort of fool your audience a little bit like that. I mean, it looks cool from the back, I must say. I might go with that, and of course, let's not forget that here in the front we would have this bubble. I feel it needs something here on the side, especially. So another good reason why I like drawing things from all sorts of sides, because I feel like if you would add something here, I think that would make it cooler. So this could be sort of like just a deck here where ships can park and fly off, and we could also have maybe a closed off bubble area here as well, and maybe an observation deck. So okay, I feel I have a lot of information, and I like this one, and I'm gonna try one more just before we move on. Let's see if this is more for myself to explain things a little bit. So if we look from above, this would be it. Actually, I might just bring a couple. So we're going to do this. I like this the most. I hope you guys like that as well. So yeah, exactly what Jonathan says. I agree with him. Okay, I'm gonna keep this to rest away and just go straight into my markers. What do I have here? C4 is a bit too dark. Oh wait, actually I should have that. CG3 and W1. So on paper like this, I like to use my super cheap markers because, yeah, they're super cheap, and these sorts of papers really suck up a lot of the. Let me put this a little bit aside so I can still see, and I don't you guys too much. Jesus, everything is falling out of my hand today. Okay, this is warm gray 1. Let's see if I use this quite often. Let's see if we still have anything in there. Oh yeah, that's fine. So I am probably going to be a little bit more methodical now. So I'm gonna try and build this shape a bit more. I don't think you guys will see a lot of this. So if you don't see a lot, maybe I can switch straight to lines. I just wanted to avoid having too many lines. The problem with this is that I see this, so it's gonna end up looking relatively good because I'm not gonna have too many lines, but you guys probably don't see what I'm doing here, so that's a little bit not so nice. And sorry, but I do have to twist and turn a little bit now in the beginning until I have the base shapes down. I want to ask, can you draw robots that don't look humanoid? Yes. I usually go with insect. If you say draw robots that don't look humanoid, I do go with insect looking stuff. If you go to my art station, I think 2 years ago in the March of Robots, I think I managed to draw 13 robots or something like that. I have quite a couple there that don't look humanoid, I think. At least I'm pretty sure they don't look human. Okay. So we said we want so we had sometimes accidentally, good old Bob Ross, I like his happy accidents, I create some lines that I really like. So here there's a really nice bend here that I want here to return. And I do not want this to be just a straight line. I want this. Maybe it is better if I just streamline it like that. Okay, and this is where deck 1 would be. Something like this. And then the bridge should be on top of that. Somewhere there. Okay, and then this can be fishy again. And like this. And then that should be on the other side as well. Okay, it became quite a fishy design in the end. But I do like it. Okay, time to do the lines. And I do want to be a little bit careful with them. So just as I showed you in some of my videos, I am going to hover a little bit over it just to get my hand to be familiar with this movement. Oh, everything is jumping. I'm a bit of a spaz tonight, right? Don't quite know what's happening there. So yachts have also these really smooth lines. So I'm thinking about, I want to curve everything a little bit. Just have a bit of those nice curves in there. Here, like I did two close to each other. I want to make sure that the edges, I think the word is chamfered, so they're not straight and sharp. There we go. And these are relatively thin lines. I make absolutely sure to just barely press the pen because I might want to change some of these lines later on, and then I can press a little bit stronger. Are you thinking of drawing any Little Nightmare stuff? A Little Nightmare as in the side-scrolling horror game? Like that's not really, like I love the game, but I'm not good with that sort of art, I feel like. Oh. It's so that's also interesting. Sometimes my girlfriend asks me to draw something cutesy for her, and I just can't do it. Like cutesy stuff, and stuff like that. Not my forte. What I am going to draw in the near future is actually something that is also not really in my wheelhouse, but I got a commission for a good guy for whom I did several commissions before, and it's Attack on Titan. And I never saw the anime. I know about it because it's all over the internet. But that's gonna be interesting for me because just not I don't draw that many character related things. So I didn't think this one quite through. So I'm gonna come back with my WG1 and draw a little bit. Will you be watching? I really love watching your streams. Not tomorrow, but probably Monday, because I am working for a client who really needs a lot of time, and I probably won't be able to put together a video that I would want to put together for Monday. So instead of Monday's general video, I am going to probably do a live stream Monday bit earlier than this, probably not 9 p.m., but maybe 7 or 8. Not sure yet. Okay, so we have this nice bend here. Yeah, I think that is, it could come a little bit lower. Something like that. And then actually I just wanted these to be like some sort of landing pads, but these are not, now they're like fins to a fish, so it's okay. I like it. I like it. Okay, and on the other side, so if we look at it, this is where the wall comes down. On the other side, the wall is there. So this distance would be somewhere there, I think. Something like this. Yeah. And then from here, just bringing it back like that. Will you be? No. I think you will do great, especially if it was the armor titan. Well, I can give you a quick sneak peek. Let me see if because I had it open. So how I like to work, because this is going to be traditional also on brown paper, but I don't know if you can see this visible. So this is sort of, there's probably a ring there, but hey, this is sort of the idea that I had. So because there are three friends, and two of them are going to be the hunters or whatever they're called in the show, and then one of them is going to be the Titan, and they're in this destruction whole thing. Should be interesting when I get started with this one. I managed to get some A3 gray paper. It should be fun. Looking forward to working on that. Okay, let me finish the ship a little bit. So here I am trying to, because so this whole thing, it has sort of a design language, right? It's nice, it's lanky, it's smooth, and I want to bring some of that into the exhaust cover here as well, which is harder than expected. And oh, thank God I get some water for myself. Sorry about that, but my throat gets quite dry when I do these streams. I don't like this. I just did it, but I don't like it. Okay, so I did have an idea. Okay, that's one thing that I don't want to forget. Is we have the little. Technically, instead of putting a pool here, right? Because we're in space. What would happen if I put the pool or some sort of exploration deck here? Would that be a bit too obvious? Or it could be down there. Because you don't have up and down, right? You're in space. I'm thinking somewhere here would be cool. But then it would... It messes up the shape a little bit, but that's fine. I don't mind that. The other option would be, since we have this almost, it's not really like that. It's more like this. I could put like something there as well. But it also just looks good on top of it. Design decisions, design decisions. Playing any games recently? Yeah, always. I just finished Days Gone, PlayStation 4 game. And it's funny because I just read everywhere that it's boring, and then everybody started saying, no, it's a hidden gem. And I didn't care about it for the first 5 hours, I would say. Felt like, okay, I don't know why I bought this. And then I just went crazy about the game and got totally addicted. And usually I wake up quite early at around 6:30, 6 in the morning, and I start working. Well, I start working out at 8, and then breakfast, shower and breakfast, and I start working at 9. So usually from 6:30 until 8 every morning I was playing a little bit of Days Gone. And I just finished it a couple of days ago. It was really, really fun. And yeah, we're still playing a lot of Cossacks with my gaming buddies, and a little bit of Division. We started it up again. They want to convince me to play what's it called? Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, not Wildlands, but the next one. And I really don't care about it, but hey, they say it's free at the moment, and might as well be a pal, just play along. Other than that, I just noticed that Steam has this, whatever it's called, Let's Play, I think, where you can try out a lot of demos. And I tried out some sort of weird Russian game. I mean, it was English, it was only the cutscene that was in Russian in the end. But it was quite buggy and obviously still in early development stage. But I'm actually looking forward to trying out a couple indie games. Well, indie, not necessarily indie, just unknown games. So right now I'm trying to just tighten some of my lines. Stuff that I know for sure that I like, I make sure that it's a bit stronger. So also this center line, I wanted to extend that a little bit through here. I could accentuate that, yeah. Let's do that. So as I say this quite often, these sort of section lines really save you, as in really help you tell not the story, but tell what the shape actually does. So it's always helpful using these. A little bit still lost there and here as well, so I do have to figure out what I want to do there. I notice I keep on switching back and forth here. So I know for sure that some area is going to be just really for ships, and I can also draw like 1 or 2 smaller ships parked there. And then we could have another sort of leisure activity areas there. Have to figure out what. Feel free to throw more stuff at me if you have an idea. Will you try out a Discord? Kendrick, I do have a Discord. God damn it. Come on, guys. I like talk about my Discord in almost every video too. You can join it. There's a lot of good stuff. I don't know if I don't know if I put it into the descriptions here, but if you go to any of my Mondays videos, you will find the Discord link there. Are you excited for Little? Yeah. I am very excited. It is in my wish list. And I'm one of those bad gamers that always waits 2 years until everything is on a crazy discount, and that's when I buy games. So I'm curious what I will do with Little Nightmares 2 because I really loved the first one. I had a lot of fun with that. I feel like I want like more where people. I mean, this is deck. This is going to be so people can look around a bit more. I'm gonna do that with it. Yeah. I don't usually play, but sometimes one or another catch my attention. Yeah, I am a gamer. I do play quite a bit. It's one of the things. If you want to do art and you want to game as well, it's not the most optimal. But hey, you gotta do what's fun and what you like in the end. So I'm just gonna put some sort of shuttles here. Just parked, maybe a bigger one and a smaller one. Right. I feel like here is where I was trying to have the design a little bit. Here I'm losing a little bit the cohesiveness of the design that I built up until now. Okay, so if this is sort of a luxury yacht thing in outer space, and we also we said that we wanted a Japanese theme for it. So these could be like a cherry blossom tree, sort of little forest in there. Well, not forest, just a couple of trees because the ship is not so big in the end. But I did want to bring in a little bit of those Japanese building elements here in the back. So like we have those Japanese gates, and now I'm a bit angry that I put those down there because I just don't like them anymore. Did I think about starting a Twitch as well? Yes, I do have a Twitch as well. I just don't really use it because I don't know. People don't really come there that often. It's not working, is it? So because I don't have that many Japanese elements anywhere else, like adding that gate there won't be really productive, I feel like. I should like I feel like you need more elements everywhere if I would have wanted to bring in Japanese theme there. So I think I'm gonna stick with somebody said earlier that we're going to do cherry blossom motifs or decals. If I manage to figure out how to do that in this smaller scale. But yeah, returning a little bit to Twitch, I just didn't feel that there's an audience there. Also, I didn't work to build up an audience there, and I wouldn't really know how to. So I have people here on YouTube who watch me. I have people on Instagram who came from Instagram, and I just didn't know how to bring people to Twitch. So I do most of my streaming here. Okay. Like I'm just making up some bullshit details there. And then this is the other garden on the other side. Okay. I'm relatively fine with this. It's not so bad. Could be much better, but I'm trying to squeeze as much into an hour as possible. Okay, I'm gonna make all the outlines a little bit stronger now. And I am going to add this fishtail because I just like it. It's absolutely useful in space. But hell. Let's say in worst case scenario, when if there's nothing and it needs to make like a node landing, whatever that is in English, emergency landing. There we go. It can still go into atmosphere and just land on water, and then they will have to be fished out or something, but at least they survive in water. And then now I'm just slowly trying to finish up all the details, because the next step will be I will come in with markers and add a bit the darker lines. Cherry blossoms, right? Let's see. Cherry blossom pattern. How does that look? Yeah, hell no. I have no idea how to put that in here. I mean, the thought counts, but I'm just, as I said, we're gonna say that this nature area in here is gonna have cherry blossom trees in it, and we're gonna be fine with that. Saman Kuhu, I don't want to sound like an idiot, but I think even civilian spaceships need to have weapons on it, because I don't know. I mean, okay, if we look at life on Earth right now, and if we look at just normal ships, like a cruise ship does not have weapons, right? It's not that I know. Like if we look at what was that movie with Tom Hanks, Captain Phillips, right? They had like water cannons. They were trying to keep the pirates at bay with the water cannons, but they didn't actually have weapons. And like it depends also how far ahead you are in this future. Because the thing right now, why do we not need weapons? Because we have America, or we had America. And America was the world police, and they sort of controlled all the waters. So other than around Somalia, it was quite safe for everybody to go around with their ships. And I imagine if you're like in the inner zones of the universe, wherever we are, not on the outer limits, it should be quite safe for some rich SOB to get on his nice private yacht and just cruise around a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I really much like weapons, but you know, that's a little bit of a cheat, because in general, if you put weapons on stuff, it just makes it cooler immediately. So I'm trying to keep the ship interesting without necessarily adding weapons. That's what I'm trying to do here. I found you on Behance, then I went over to your Instagram as well. I like this YouTube streaming a lot. Yeah, YouTube streaming is fun, man. It's wholesome, and I like all the people here. You always give me really cool ideas and suggestions. Okay, so technically, what I would do, I think I will bring a sketch like this somewhere, and probably a side view. So a side view would come here, and then maybe this would come here. And then I might need some title here. So just if you're thinking about how you want to present this. So I think I will bring this here now, before we start rendering, because rendering can start afterwards, and it will make it look cooler. I promise you that. So this will be the upper deck, and this will be the lower deck. Well, not deck, sorry. Technically the top and bottom of the ship. Something like this. So even if I mess this one up, like the cool part of doing something like this is that you can make it cool if you mess one of the views up, because if the other view looks really cool, you're like, oh, it's the same ship. Yeah, it is the same ship. I know it doesn't look it, but trust me, it is the same ship. Okay, so here we this part, and then here is our little wing, it's called. And then we have this habitat area here. Then we have that's where they go with. Okay, oh yeah, let's not forget about this front habitat. Yeah, I think that should work. Cool, but in a calm way. Yeah, sort of. So a crutch that I use quite often is that I draw military vehicles. And military vehicles already are cool. Like no matter what you do, military vehicles are just cool. That's how they are. You can't help it. And so whenever you put any military stuff on any of your designs, it becomes like cool. You know what I mean? Like for television or movies, that's how you make stuff cool. Just put a big gun on it or make it a robot, and then it's like by definition cool. But try to make something that's quite banal cool. Try to make I don't know, a coffee grinder cool, something like that. That's where the interesting challenges come in. And I'm not saying I can make anything cool just by making it military, of course not. But just in general rules. Robert, I just started following your fundamental videos, incredibly helpful. Thank you for saying that. Sketching is another way I express myself, and I just love how industrial design helps me capture the essence of idea. Yeah, man, industrial design is technically it's not about drawing. It's just taking drawing as a tool to help you express your ideas and help you communicate your ideas with others. Okay, so once again, here is our exhaust and some sort of looks something like this. No. This is actually the relaxing part. Well, most of it is the relaxing part. But right now my brain just wants to shut off and just enjoy the lines. So that's what I like drawing, the same thing. Another thing that I like, sorry, not that's what I like. But since now I sort of have an idea of the ship, and I threw down a couple of basic lines there, my brain is just in automated mode. So I don't really have to think hard anymore. I'm not really coming up with concepts and designs for this ship. And my brain is just really relaxed and just filling in things that it sort of knows or thinks it knows that are there. So that's like the hanger that we have here. Actually, I could make this ship a bit strong. And then you can translate a couple of these section lines also here, just to have them there. And I'm going to continue this little detail here as well, just so we have this continuity. And then we had the section lines here and there as well. And just add a couple of these details there. So what I could add, so it's some sort of satellites and things there as well, but I want to try and keep it sleek. So we're not going to add them now. I'm just going to make the underline a bit stronger. And this a bit thinner as well. There we go. I think that's cool, that works. It's nice. And now let's use, I like this view. So let's try that one here. I understand perspective, cube cylinders, but as soon as I start drawing like spaceships or what, you're drawing right, my head melts and I struggle. Okay, let's help you out a little bit. So this one I'm gonna draw with cubes first, and then I'm gonna do the rest. So what we have here is basically a long cube that we're looking up from a relatively strong perspective. So I don't know if I do, yeah, the camera captures it. So we have something like this. Now if I would say this is the half point, like this, and it needs to be much thinner. So I'm just gonna half this a little bit, like this. This is the point where this is, center line, something like this. So I'm still drawing in a cube, like basically I'm drawing on the side of this box, right? So I know it stops there, and now center line. Technically here we have a center line, and this is the lower line, connected there, and I'm gonna make it a little bit longer because I just feel that it's not long enough. I bring this down, and I'm just gonna try and connect it there. There we go. So I hope this helps. I'm trying to keep it within the box. I'm using the box to draw all these parts, and here on top of it, of course, these are just boxes. So I don't think there's any reason in detailing those again. But yeah, it takes a little bit of it. It takes some while. It takes a little while to get used to it. I totally understand you. But it will come. You just keep drawing those boxes. There we go. I have to leave to go to school. Bye, and thank you for thank you very much for hanging in with us. Bogdan Mircha, hi, got on late, but am here now. Well, you're not late. We still have quite a bit of well. I'm doing this view now. We're doing a spaceship, and then I'm gonna try and render this a little bit. So let's see. So now I just have to make my lines a bit stronger. Go. You can, because these are more for informational use, just giving some impression of how this will look from that angle. You don't have to be as detailed. Like I have most of my detail here and here, and this one is mostly to give you sort of an impression, like, hey, this is what it would look like from that angle. Do you think a good practice method is to try to do some cool shapes within a box structure to get used to making some cool 3D shapes? Yeah, always. But wait, what was it called? Box challenge. So there is Drawbox. There we go. Here, let me paste this in. This should help everybody. I just leave this here. Like this is a great tool to get you used to drawing, especially in this drawing boxes kind of style and way. Like follow that, and that will help. Yeah, we have this. There we go. Yeah, I'm really not putting too much effort into this little side view. It's sort of understood what I mean by it. Okay, let's bring in the markers. What do I have? This is, so I have a pool 3, pool 6, and pool 8. Let's see if these are still full. We're done. Must fight urge to follow. No, it's okay. Like if you follow the link, I think that's good information there. So I don't think you will lose anything by not watching me. You can catch this later anyway. Okay, so now I'm sort of. Ooh, this is a bit empty. Okay, let's go straight to the. So CG3 is sort of dead. Self. Let's see our CG6. What does CG6 say? CG6 has still some pep and life in it. There we go. Good boy CG6, I like it. Well, actually, this whole thing could be in shadow because here it's quite higher. So if I want to be consistent, the whole thing could be in shadow. And then these are definitely in shadow. This as well. The engines as well. Okay, I'm gonna try and not rotate it too much. I know it's a bit annoying. So let's see without rotation. Actually, I'm just gonna mark this area as I do want some exhaust plumes here. Maybe I'm just gonna give it a quick note there as well, so we know that that's what that is. These are going to be dark. Definitely everything here in between. Technically, I could already come with my darker marker here and work with that, because this is quite light still. You can always go along the section lines and make it a bit darker there as well. And I'm just gonna do a couple of random shapes here, trying to give this feeling of maybe trees or some sort of vegetation in there. Rendering for me is always a lot of trying and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And I go a little bit below here. I can think either of reflection or just cast shadow, whichever works better. I'm gonna take my CG8 and first just render a little bit here in between the engines. I know for sure that it's gonna be a lot darker there because there's not a lot of light bouncing around. Same here and here. I feel like I can come in with a darker one as well. It looks still relatively light. Okay, I'm gonna switch to my style file markers. Let's see how they work. And I'm just gonna. So it looks quite dark. I got used to this with these sort of papers, that when you put it down, you think like, oh no, that's too dark. I just messed it all up. And then it dries. And it looks like you didn't put down any markers at all. So I'm not that concerned as I was in the beginning anymore. Yeah, see, it becomes quite bright. I am going to come in one, just making sure that it's like usually at the edges, because you have this change of shape, you have a bit of darker edge area as well. Mircea, can you incorporate a racing stripe? It looks like a well, it's sort of a yacht. and we wanted to make it Japanese style. Anyways, that will come when I bring in my white not markers, white pencil and white. What is it? Is it a gel pen? It could be a gel pen. Okay, let's make this. See, it's funny because I feel like this is a C4, but it is almost darker than the C6 of the cheap no-name markers. Once again, guys, the tools don't really matter. I just like iterating this every now and then. And I don't get the super high fancy schmancy tools myself. I like to get cheap ones, especially with markers, because are not usually not cheap. So if you can get them for cheap, since you're gonna use them up anyways, do that. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go, so this was C4. Let's see how much darker C5 is. And then slowly I'm building up with every stroke. The idea here is that I want it to be a little bit darker where the two layers touch each other, because you have in edges you have something that's called ambient occlusion, where it's always a bit darker where things are touching. Let's come back to the trees, build a bit more. Yeah, I forgot to do it on the other side. Just these. There we go. Add a bit of that. I feel I could come back with CG4 a little bit. And just a bit too bright for my taste, especially in here where I'm gonna make sure to leave the shuttles that I mentioned empty. There we go. I think that already works a bit better. CG5. I'm gonna go here on the lower part. So let me make sure that on the chisel edge. Go. It's becoming to turn a bit more. You can see it's becoming a bit rounder and rounder, and that is exactly what I want. Now, if you're impatient, like me, take your here it is. Okay, we're gonna dig in here a little bit. So I have one white jelly roll. I use this every now. Another white jelly roll. And where is this? Is also good. Is this the? I have a thinner one. So Molotov, like this is I think a bit pricier, but also really good, better, like really good when if you want to draw something white. But what I'm actually looking for is I have a white pencil in here. There we go. This is for like bigger areas, if I want to make it white. So for example, we have a nice rounded change here, and this will also blend. Just like with a marker, it becomes lighter, so it fades a bit away. I like to make the areas. It's like nice transitions, fades, whatever you want to call it. You can make with this one. Bit on this side as well. You can bring in a little bit because this is glass, not glass, but like whatever it is. You can bring in a little bit here. Any book recommendations on design? Well, it depends what you want to learn. Design sketching, I always say my teacher, Post Eisen. has good books. I like his stuff. If you want design vehicles, they're like Cosmic Motors that I have personally as well, and I like it. Back to Drawing and Design, Scott Robertson has good industrial design books, How to Sketch and How to Render. I like both of them. I feel like here we need a little bit of section lines. So just like that. And now that I have those, I can come back with my white a little bit. And I touch it just gently and then smear it a little bit with my fingers, which I don't know how good it is, but technically are quite greasy. I'm not saying your fingers in general, I just say human fingers, okay? Ooh, is this 3? Wow, seems dark. Go. Okay, same thing. I feel I need to come with a darker one, so I'm gonna take a CG5, thin edge, and just where I know that edges are touching, I'm gonna try to come in here a little bit. And just bring, oh, it's not dark enough, is it? Yeah, okay, let's switch to even darker one. I'm gonna go straight to 7. CG, by the way, just stands for cool gray in general, and WG, so I don't know where I had the WG before, that was warm gray. And then you also have N, which is neutral, at least in Copics, and T stands for toner. So it's nothing specific. Some brands have different names for it. So I think Copic is just C, like cool, and the G is the gray, but I don't think Copic bothers with putting the G there. If you come in with the darker gray, you can also like sort of give a little bit of detail work there. So see, this is what I meant by patience, because you keep on building. You see a little bit here, you add here, you see something there, you add there. Just constantly adding and taking and giving. And then a little bit here, because there's like sort of a shadow being thrown there. So this is also sharp edge, so I'm gonna take my pencil and just be gentle with it, but try and draw in this edge here a bit. Here, this probably are going to be a bit shiny. And I don't mind, because this is a sort of a fancier ship. So it can have some of these shinier areas, but keep in mind, if you have like contrasting areas like this where bright and dark are close together, the closer you push them together, the more it will give this feeling of shininess, which is like stuff like the chrome. And if you don't want chrome, then watch out and don't do that. Okay, I am going to, again, talking about being impatient, I'm just going to take my gel pen and just draw in a couple of these reflections. You can do the same thing here. Like usually this is last minute. I just want to feel it before I move on. Yeah, that sort of works. I can, okay, so I'm gonna put my CG7 away, take my CG3, and just make sure to draw in this botanical garden thing on this side as well. And here, Just fill in some of the spaces. Like that. Love these kinds of drawings. They just look so good with the colored paper. Yeah, exactly. Colored paper makes everything a little bit better. Yeah, I feel like I put a little bit more here. Oh yeah, and I was talking also about the Molotov ones. So you shake it, there's like some sort of ball in it, and then it gives you these really strong white spots. And this is a bit thicker, but I usually use this because this is nice and thin. Shake it up. Yeah. And it's not working. Come on. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now it goes nuts. And then we have these nice bloom here. I can do it here as well. You can add a couple of droplets. I don't know where I saw this, but it looks like more just make sound effects. Yeah, and with this one, then you can come also back to this glass area and just reinforce it a bit. It's a much thicker, as I said, so something like that. Here also we have that nice bend, this curvature. You can reinforce that a little bit as well. See how it makes it shiny, it makes it more chromy as well. But that was sort of the effect that I wanted from it. Okay. Let's see, drying here. I'll pick up some of the white from there. Yeah, I liked it. A bit here as well. Yeah, slowly but surely we are coming towards the end. Well, not really. I want to throw a little bit on that one as well. What did I want to do? Oh, here, this one, yeah. There we go. Can add a little bit of line here as well. Oh yeah, I wanted to add just a little bit of shine to my shuttles. Just a tiny bit. It will not really be that visible, but it will just differentiate them a bit. Oh. I feel like because these are rounded as well, I should add a bit of white here as well, just like that. There we go. Let's go. Bit more white. Go. Nice shine also on the other side. I totally forgot the other side. Ooh, yeah. I touched the white. I'm white. Well, I guess that's not news for anybody that I'm even whiter now. Oh man, okay, okay. That looks really nice. Thank you. What you did with the white ink made it look more 3D. Exactly. So that's the white stuff makes it. It gives it this nice 3D effect. Okay, I am going to take. Where did I put my things? So I have this. I could also just take. I need a thick. I'm looking for a. Let's see. That's thin. That's thin. That's thin. I have my Tombow pen somewhere in here, which I paid good money for. There we go. Oh, it's green in this light. I thought it was black. I just want to make it a little bit thicker, the lines. For example, it's gonna make it a little bit cartoony, but I'm fine with it because that's just my style. But I just want these lines to be a little bit thicker. This is really like, some people like to keep the lines super nice and thin, and that's fine. But it's also okay if you want to make it a little bit darker here. And for example, here, to just stand that you have a better pop. And then here, this is a bit too thin. And make sure that then this is a bit darker. Okay. I'm gonna add just a little bit of shading there, and then we will call it eine gute Nacht. There we go. Here as well. Something like that. And then also, because this is like glass or like whatever this is on the side, this should be darker as well. And then that area. And of course, the fin has to be dark. And then you can also bring in a little bit white on the top of it. But just, you can barely touch it here, it's not that important. Here it makes more sense. And there as well. And then here, just to go along with that rounding. You can take a darker, just a little bit, let's say we take a 5er. What is this? This is 7. No, I want 5. And then really just touch this lower area. And also here. And just emphasize that there's a shadow. Something like that. Oh yeah, and this wing thing, whatever it is. Something like that. Yeah, this is glass and rounded, so you can do the thing with the pencil. I think that's pretty okay there. One thing that I thought of, like if you want to make these shuttles pop a bit more, we can add a dark shadow below them. Something like that. And then they should pop a bit more. I think that works, yeah? And since it's gonna dry, you might as well just come back in a bit. And we had the hanger area. So I'm gonna go even a bit darker. So this was CG8, CG, well, this was 7, this is 8. Just a little bit darker. And that's then the hanger area. You could go also the opposite and make light come out of there. So I could have used the white pencil and make light come out of there. And that is also a good solution. I'm gonna add a bit of white here because there's a change in the curvature. And my voice is going away again, so I'm gonna take a slurp of it. All right. I think I can come back and just touch it up here and there a little bit. Is this dry? The best way to test it is to a bit of warm air on them and then on your own skin. And if nothing happens, well, tough luck. This was a good one. Come on, work. Sometimes what I do, I try it on an eraser as well. Nah, this ain't gonna coming back to life. Okay. Well, I can still use this one a bit. Come on, don't embarrass me in front of all of my friends now. Work. So the thing why it's not working that well is also because I went over with the white pencil. And if I'm correct, the white pencil is acrylic or something. Where are you? There it is. Pastel, exactly. And pastel is a bit greasy, if I'm correct. So it can be forgiven that it's not working. So it's not because it wants to embarrass me in front of you guys. So I come back and I make these lines a little bit stronger, especially here in the front. Since I went over with a white pencil, these have become a little bit less strong. So you can always come back a little bit here as well. Just make sure to emphasize them. Yeah, and what? I don't want to call it Yamato. Wait. Well, to make the design a little bit work, I'm gonna call it, well, Japanese name. Kyoto. I'm gonna call it Kyoto Blue. There we go. There, yacht is probably with a Y, but I can draw, I can't write, okay? And then I'm gonna take my Tumbo one because I want it a bit darker. Design education. Your composition is looking really great. I really like the fact that you colored only 2 of the 3 drawings. Yeah, throughout a couple of years, I learned that it's stronger if you don't try to put emphasis on everything in your drawing. Where is... So just because I'm not 100% confident in my ability to draw... Oh, that's not good. So I wanted to draw a border, but this would be a tangent here, and I definitely want to avoid tangents. So I'm just gonna redraw it there. Comes here, comes a bit lower here. Oh, see that was, so it went a bit haywire. It's a semi-tangential there, but it's okay. All right, let's pray to the straight line gods. 1, 2, all right. Okay, straight line gods, come on, give me strength and straightitude. Okay, gods are listening to me. Let's rotate it like this. Oh, rotate it all the way. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I feel I had to correct a little bit because the gray wasn't so straight there. And then this comes here. 1 until there. Fuck. Yeah. Fine. This is okay. All right. And now small signature there, and we are good to go. Yes, and today we have 2021-02-04. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Ah, thank you very much for joining. This was today's little stream. Before I go, this front thing, I forgot. There we go. See, guys, I almost forgot that we have this little lookout swimming pool area, whatever we want to put in there. There we go, and then let's go in with the white a bit. And here as well, and then I'll go back with the black as well, just to emphasize that. But yeah, I'm in the process of leaving you guys. These are really the last lines that I'm gonna draw today. I do hope you enjoyed it. This was a really fun one for me. It's been a while since I drew on dark paper, and I thought I don't think I ever did it during live stream. So it's nice to do this one and share it with you guys as well. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope I will see you Monday. As I said, Monday is probably going to be another live stream because I'm a bit busy with work. So just to keep life a bit simpler, instead of a full-fledged Monday video, we're going to do a Monday live stream. Okay, I think the thing is now I keep on finding things that I just want to, just this little thing and that little thing, and I'm just going on and on and on. But I am going to stop the stream here. Would you do? I do live streams regularly, Sama. So my regular schedule is Thursday, either 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Today was 9. Usually I do 8 o'clock. Sometimes if we have dinner a little bit later, I push it to 9 o'clock. But Thursday is my general live stream, and this Monday is also going to be a live stream. So yeah. All right. Thanks again for joining in. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, there's Discord that you can join. You can chat with the community and all that fun stuff. Okay, bye-bye, guys. Have an awesome weekend.